Hey YouTube, coming at you Math League premiere video. And this team, so I started the team, you can see two Pokemon in the middle there. I started with Dragonite, Metagross, Mamoswine. And I started with that because there's two things I had in mind coming into this. I think a lot of people were going to use Haxorus, which I was right. So I wanted sort of like 2 to 3 answers for Haxorus with Dragonite, Powder Snow, Mamoswine. The counters, Powder Snow does about the same. And then Metagross being able to sort of just to only take neutral from that. Plus, I expected fairies, right? So if I'm going to run Dragonite, I essentially need 2 answers to fairies, Metagross, and Mamoswine on the top seem like good answers. The sort of only issue with this is, so it worked okay at the start. What was an issue? There's 2 issues. The first is Metagross on the lead. It's a lost lead, but it's not terrible because you can superpower and then get into your own Metagross. Take 1 Meteor Mash, superpower, and get into your own Metagross. So it was okay from that perspective. But you are like super weak to it on Mamoswine. With Mamoswine, if you bait an Avalanche, you can land a high horsepower. So it's not like the worst case scenario, but it's tricky. And the second, the bigger one here is Gyarados. Metagross just kind of gets walled by it. Just everything is resisted here. It's good that Waterfall is much, much worse for both Mamoswine and Metagross. Dragon Breath is not bad because it's resisted here, and then you are still hitting neutral with the Powder Snow's Avalanche. So it wasn't bad. It does take some working around. So I did start strong with this team, and then I lost a couple, and then I switched it to excadrill, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so able to like chip it a bunch. I grabbed 1 shield already. I'm going to grab the second one here or take it out. Both are fine scenarios. And Mamoswine is, I think, a beast in this meta, being able to take out a lot of things, right? It does well against most of the fairies, except for Primarina, because Primarina's half water. So it does well against most of the fairies. It beats excadrill, it beats the dragons. Like Haxorus is a bit tricky because it is doing super effective with counter, but you are also doing super effective with Powder Snow and Avalanche. I'm getting this Metagross out of here because those will do super effective. Take it out. So that's resisted, still does a ton, and here's the super effective Powder Snows and Avalanche to take this win. So Mamoswine, I think, does have a lot of play in Premier. I actually think it has a lot of play in Open, quite honestly. But Premier, for sure, it has play. This is probably a good lead no matter what they're running with. They are running Dragon Tail, that's fine. They're only going to have so good catch there. They're only going to have like Sand Tomb, so they're not going to have any move to really hurt me. They do catch on a Togekiss, which is fine because I will be able to take this out with ease and get a bit of farm here. If the Dragonite comes back in, it is what it is. I'm sorry, Garchomp, because I expect So if they're running Earth Power, it's going to take a while to get to. They let this go, if I remember. Yeah, because I was like, what are you doing? And the thought process was this. I know what the thought process was. Their thought was, okay, I don't want to go down here. Excadrill with 2 shields. Drill run here. Rock Slide on Dragonite. Who knows what they have in the back? I could take it. Problem is, I have Mamoswine in the back. And Mamoswine is great for this matchup because you win just going straight Powder Snow Avalanche because this KOs and you live in Earth Power. A drill run. You live a drill run or a Rock Slide. It only does like 60-ish%. So you very easily handle this matchup. I don't need to catch there. I could shield. It was just I could catch, so I did catch. So I'll take that. So Mamoswine is a great answer for excadrill. Again, steals are tough. You have high horsepower in Mamoswine. You have Earthquake on Metagross. You do have superpower here. So you can hang in with anything. I believe I could take a Wild Charge, so I was just going to let the first one go and then superpower. They come with Primarina with Waterfall. So it's tricky. It's still half fairy, so it's still taking neutral from these steel type moves. And they shield. So that's actually great for me because I will shield back and be able to just farm up a ton here. And they go straight Hydro too. So not even the bait move. I may be able to farm down completely. Oh no, I cannot. I remember this. Because that's the exact thought process I had in the moment. I'm like, oh, maybe they just have Hydro Pump. I can just farm down for sure. And it's like, oh no, they do have Disarming Voice. They just went for the nuke. So Excadrill comes in. I'm just going straight nuke here. Coming instantly with Dragonite to snipe here with the superpower. Won't take out, but it'll do like 90%, like a ton of chip damage. And I'm going to get to a move here to take this out with the Dragon Claw. So comboing all over the place here. And out comes the metagross. Mirror Shot's not going to take me out. They're going to need to Wild Charge. So that's fine. Let this go. How much health is left? Okay, so I'll probably just come straight Mamo because I don't want to get like farmed down. The thing is, like, Mirror Shot's super effective. Mirror Shot's a terrible move. And then Wild Charge is resisted. So they are just going to kind of have to throw two more super effective but not hard-hitting Mirror Shots. And I will get to Avalanche to take them out because Avalanche, resisted or not, still really hurts. So take that out. So this team, again, it does take some maneuvering. This is a good lead because counter's resisted. I don't want to take a Breaking Swipe because that would hurt. I would live, and I can then just take this with these. I don't want to take it. So I'm going to shield. Out comes a Snorlax. I don't have an amazing answer for Snorlax. So I want to try and superpower so I can put it within like Powder Snow Avalanche range. So they end up shielding, which is okay. So this is kind of a tricky-ish matchup. The only thing is that seemed really fast, so they're probably just going straight Body Slam here, as opposed to like building up to two superpowers and going back to back, which would be trickier. So allowing me to just kind of know that it was Body Slam and just now get a couple avalanches off here means I'm in a pretty good spot. Jeez, Snorlax is so tanky. If I remember, they go Body Slam again, but it's not enough to take out because I've actually got my Mamoswine best buddied here. So I live with 1 HP, which is huge to take this out. So I expect the Hexers to come back and counter. I know it's got energy, so they could eventually get to a move, but one shielded Metagross. As long as I shield up an Earthquake and land the Earthquake, this game is over. And it is an Earthquake, so I can farm up even a bit more just to make sure I have some energy coming out. Yeah. So the team worked well. I think it's probably in a situation like this. Like I think one of these matchups I lost was like this lead where I would play the same way. Let this go, get a superpower off, then bail. And I think they had like a Waterfall Gyarados in the back, if I remember. So that was one of the losses. I forget what the other. Maybe the other one I got caught on a fairy or something. I got farmed down there, which is fine. So there's your Gyarados. It's not even a waterfall. I do remember running into a waterfall Gyarados, and I think that's when I changed the team. Although I did run into a waterfall Gyarados with Excadrill. I think it's my last matchup. It was such a good matchup. I had a fairy lead, and I switched into Excadrill into a waterfall Gyarados, and I managed to like maneuver my way out of it. So the problem with this, I guess the only drawback with all this is it does involve a lot of jumping around here, which could be very tricky. I just get farmed down. That's even worse. So it could be very tricky. The Excadrill is more ABB style. You just go in Excadrill almost immediately and pull out the Gyarados because you can deal with it. And then there are a lot of fairies. And there's another Gyarados, right? So if it's Dragon Breath Gyarados against Excadrill straight up, it's actually not a bad matchup. So if I had Excadrill in here instead of the Metagross, I would do fine, as opposed to now, which you're just tricky. And Primarina is Waterfall, so like I'm drawing dead. So the problem with me and why I only have this one team coming is that Master League Premier right now, I think I'm extremely limited on the Pokemon that you need to be competitive. And what I mean by that is I think you need a Florges and Primarina, and I think you need a good Snorlax, and I don't have either. So I think that if you are going to play in the Master League Premier, which is, again, it's over tomorrow, I think you probably want some of those. I just superpower there because I don't think it's in a high horsepower range. And now they just have a super bulky Snorlax, which will do enough chip damage / grab shields on me that they're going to end up sweeping. So that's when I switched to excadrill, and I did a couple matches with excadrill, and I did very well with excadrill because I like excadrill a lot in this meta. It's just so spammy to the draw and the rock slide. Both of those do great chip damage in most neutral situations. Answer for the fairy without getting absolutely walled by Gyarados, right? So that's kind of why I like excadrill better than metagross right now. Again, I do like Mamoswine overall. Just like, oh, it's not Waterfall Permarina, it's Charm Permarina. Still though, those charms are going to add up quickly. Get one off there. Can I get to another one? I can, but oh, CMP. So unlucky there, and this game is over. The disarming voice they gave Permarina is, oh man, I would have won that matchup if I resisted Avalanche. Still does a lot. So this lead is okay. I've played this matchup straight up. You live a rock slide and then you threaten superpower, so they kind of have to respect it. But they give up switch and go straight Sylveon, which is fine for me because this is a winning matchup for me. Plus, I'm going to come out with energy to threaten their own excadrill. So tomorrow is league turnover. I will do the top teams like I always do. One for Retro Cup, which I'm only going to be playing Retro Cup next week, just FYI, and I believe that 90% of you are in the same boat because it is Open Master League and Retro Cup. So I'll do a top teams for Master League. But knowing that 90% of you do not care or will not do it. Or will I? You know what? I also wanted to make another video. I'm not going to do top Master League teams because I don't play open. I don't play open enough, and there's so many Master League teams out there. I'll do the top Retro Cup teams because I think that is what the majority of people will play and will want team ideas for. In my stream the other day, someone asked what's the best way to get XLs for your for your Pokemon. So I want to do a video on that because I showed the how to get your best buddy excited trick, and people did not seem to know how to do that fully. So I can showcase that, talk about the trading aspect, talking about the importance of megas and which ones you want to focus on. So I will do that tomorrow afternoon. And the Retro Cup team is in the morning. And then we will do some Retro Cup teams over the next week. And then we finally go back to Great League and Great League Remix, which I already have like 3 videos, maybe 4 saved, like that I shot from earlier in the season that I just have not had time to showcase. I actually have Cofagrigus team in Great League. I have an Azumarill team. I have an Ace Sandslash team building. I have a Pelipper double. I have 5 videos. 5 videos already shot for Great League. Pelipper double steal, Ace Sandslash team building, Azumarill, a Cofagrigus team, and I got Togedemaru to work on a team. So I already have 5 Great Leagues. So Great League is on for 2 weeks. It's Great League and Great League Remix, and then Great League and Fossil Cup. So I'll spread those out over those 2 weeks, but it's nice to get a little bit ahead there. Yeah. So that is it. That's a team. Yeah. That's all I got to say on it. So I appreciate you watching, appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.